we have a lot of news to cover, everybody, about your fourth stimulus payment. And of course, your Social Security benefits. So guys, just be sure to stay until the end of this video. You do not want to miss out on the very important stimulus news.
Employment, the whole idea is that that's temporary, and you need to be looking for work to be able to get off unemployment. I think it's pretty clear now we have an abundance of job openings.
People could make more money staying home than going back to work.
And if you believe that President Biden must include a $200 boost in Social Security benefits, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Everybody, the SSA just announced that if you receive Social Security or supplemental security income benefits and are still waiting on a stimulus check, you should file a tax return as soon as possible in order to get your missing stimulus money. The announcement relates to the first $1,200 and second $600 stimulus payments, which were recently approved by Congress last year. Even if you have no income, you should file a tax return if you are missing those checks. If you are still missing your $1,400 third stimulus check, the Social Security Administration says filing a tax return can help the IRS process your check even sooner, as the government is still sending out third stimulus check batches. Now everybody, President Joe Biden campaigned on a promise to raise the Social Security income tax threshold to include Americans making more than $400,000. And this alone would generate more than $700 billion in revenue over a decade, shoring up Social Security while impacting just over 1% of Americans. However, President Biden's plan is far from perfect. It would exempt earnings that fall between $142,000 and $400,000 per year from any Social Security tax, as part of his campaign promise not to raise taxes on Americans making less than $400,000. Although Biden's proposed reform would raise about $750 billion, this would only extend full benefits for an estimated 5 years. More lasting change, whether through permanent benefits reductions or broader tax increases, will be necessary to keep Social Security in full for millennials and Generation Z. Biden has called for increased taxes to help pay for those proposed benefit increases. But some say it may be difficult for President Biden to get his Social Security tax plan enacted into law, and there are a few reasons why higher Medicare levies would make it into the Biden's tax package, while the Social Security benefits won't. For one, Biden's tax package is likely to get taken up via budget reconciliation, and Social Security cannot be used in that process. Before Biden became president, he proposed one of the biggest changes, which was adding an extra $200 to millions of monthly Social Security payments. According to SSA, the average monthly Social Security check for retired workers was $1,514. The administration says that the number of recipients ages 65 and older, who will likely be on Social Security in 2035, will increase by 22 million people, from 56 million to more than 78 million. And I know many of you could really use the extra $200 a month. According to CNBC, Biden has said he plans to increase Social Security payments by $200 a month, which would affect retirees as well as veterans and SSI recipients. The additional benefit already has support from several lawmakers in Congress. It was first proposed by two Democratic senators, such as Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden. The two wrote, "We are pushing to include in Congress a stimulus package that will increase Social Security benefits by $200 a month for all of you guys that are on veterans, Social Security benefits, and of course, supplemental security income beneficiaries, all the way through the end of 2021. And they estimated that such a supplement would add $4,000 in the pockets of seniors and people with disabilities who have earned this benefit by contributing to Social Security with every paycheck. Guys, it would be amazing if lawmakers can pass this additional benefit soon. The senators noted that many retired workers rely on those payments for income, and the beneficiaries have received a supplemental payment in times of economic crisis before. It is definitely possible that this extra $200 benefit will be passed this year, but lawmakers have to start working on this soon. Social Security is predicted to become insolvent by 2035, and that means it will be unable to meet its full obligations and would likely only be able to pay about 75% of intended recipients. According to the Urban Institute, President Biden's plan to help extend Social Security would only extend the lifespan of the program for 5 years, but his proposals would lift more than 1 million people out of poverty in 2021 and cut the poverty rate for adult Social Security beneficiaries over the coming decades by more than half. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That is all the news in this video. If you folks found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.
I want to share what we've accomplished in the House during that same time. We passed the For the People Act to end voter suppression and get big money out of politics. We passed the Equality Act, and we passed the DREAM Act. We passed the Paycheck Fairness Act to guarantee equal pay for equal work. We passed gun safety legislation to save lives. We passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act to take on police brutality, and we passed DC statehood. We passed environmental legislation to protect our public lands and save our planet. The PRO Act to empower unions and rebuild our middle class. The Raise the Wage Act to guarantee at least $15 an hour and a dignified life to every worker in America, and a number of immigration bills from the Dream and Promise Act, the No Ban Act, the Access to Counsel Acts to protect civil rights and civil liberties, and that is not even the entire list. Every one of these bills is urgent. Every one is necessary, and every one is popular. But Mitch McConnell has already said that the GOP's only job and top priority is to block 100% of this people's agenda. And you know what? He can do it because of this procedural tool in the Senate called the filibuster, a tool that allows for the tyranny of the minority, a tool that our country's framers did not include in their vision, a tool that was only instituted much, much later by Southern segregationists as a way to stop important civil rights legislation from passing the Senate. And so that is why we are calling on the Senate to repeal the Jim Crow filibuster and stop allowing Mitch McConnell to have the power to block any and every piece of the people's agenda. In November, voters across America delivered Democrats the White House, the Senate, and the House, a clear mandate for transformative change to lift everyone up across the country. But if we don't repeal the filibuster, then we continue to allow Mitch and a small minority of people to obstruct the passage of bills that otherwise have widespread support. So if we're going to deliver on the bold and meaningful reforms that our communities need, the filibuster must go. It's voting rights or the filibuster. It's a $15 minimum wage or the filibuster. It's humane immigration reform or the filibuster. It's LGBTQ plus equality or the filibuster. It's racial justice or the filibuster. Tonight and during our nationwide filibuster week of action, people made their choice clear. Get rid of the filibuster and get delivering for America. Our call for reform is not new or radical. Over the years, the Senate has updated its rules in response to the needs of the times. In 1975, the Senate lowered the threshold for ending a filibuster to 60 senators. In 2013, the Republican Senate eliminated the filibuster entirely for federal executive branch appointees and judicial appointments, and most recently eliminated the filibuster